After 9 long years, the PS3 has shown it's one of the best consoles from last gen. It started out with high price point, a few problems here and there, but eventually it got back up and showed it was just as good as a PS2, if not better. Has some great games, great exclusives, and overall it's a great powerful system. One of the best things, about the PS3 is the crazy games, from like huge boss battles in God of War to fighting under the sea in BioShock, to like playing a superhero in Infamous, being Nathan Drake. PlayStation 3 really brought out the best in PlayStation, and I think it will continue for the PS4. It might take a bit longer, but it will definitely happen. So with no further ado, here are my top 10 games for the PS3. PacMan Championship Edition is basically an old school game remade with new colors. It says something new because of new game modes, new style, new graphics. It just feels fresh and it's just fast paced. It's like games with 5 minutes long, and it just gives you this adrenaline rush for like a few minutes. It feels so nice playing something fast paced. It's a point scorer game, so it's just unique in its own right, because just like the original, you can have like matches in this. It's basically the same thing, like who can get the highest score. It's a complete party game. It just feels perfect for that setting. And overall, I just played this game so many times, and it's just great. Little Big Planet 2 is basically a game within a game within a game. It's like using mods on consoles. The story is basically you make your own Sackboy, your Sackgirl, and you go on an adventure to fight this evil that's approaching, that's going to destroy the world. This game is all about creativity. You can make your own levels, you can make your own game, your own videos, you can customize your character any way you want. You can make any game from racing to FPS to sports. It has so much versatility, so much variety. This game is one of the best from the last generation, and I hope it comes back with something new. While we do have Little Big Planet 3, what I mean by it coming back is using the same creation tools, but making something completely different. So we're not limited to the Little Big Planet world, but we can expand to better and bigger worlds. Sleeping Dogs is basically GTA in China. He plays Wei Shen, he's a cop from the US, and he plays on both sides, the triads and the cops. So you get to do both missions. The fighting system in this game is basically like Batman, but it's more kung fu. So think about like Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee. The driving is like one of the best I've seen in an open world game. It's pretty smooth, it's not too slippery at all. It's not floaty either. It's perfect. You can jump from car to car. You can drive scooters, bikes, anything, and you drive on the opposite side of the road. Why would you not want to do that? Overall, it's just great. It has tournaments, has cockfighting, like chicken fights, and you can like do all this stuff like karaoke. The game's just unique. I actually bought 2 DLC story packs for this. I actually liked it that much. The Last of Us is so good that I cannot express how good it is. It is that good. The story is basically you're Joel and Ellie, and you go on this adventure you have to get to the Fireflies home base, and you meet different enemies, different characters on the way. The character development, the story, the pacing is so well done. You fight clickers, you fight bandits, and you build, you craft different weapons. It's just something different. It's survival with horror. And what more could you want? And if you want more, there's the multiplayer. I've put so many hours into the multiplayer, I can't tell you. It actually brings back the tactical type of multiplayer that we have all wanted for so long. And it was just a great experience overall. Batman, he's the Dark Knight, and he always rises. You know, he never falls. He's just so good. And Batman Arkham City shows that to me. You know, it's an open world game. It feels like a playground when you play in it. In this Batman game, it's basically a sequel to Batman Arkham Asylum. The infection is still going on. Joker has infection. He infects Batman, and Batman has to find a cure. And Batman fights all these different enemies, finds these different characters, and it's just great overall. The boss battles are a lot better done when compared to Arkham Asylum. The gadgets are well used. The world feels alive, right? You're actually moving around. There are actually enemies there. And it's not too big or too small, you know. The grappling hook, the gliding, you feel like Batman. And from this series, Batman has seriously become my favorite character for DC. While I could put any Uncharted game here, I have to choose one, so I'll go with Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. The story is basically you follow Nathan Drake, and he has to find the lost city of Shambhala, and it's just a crazy adventure. You meet new characters, you fight new enemies. There's different mechanics in this game compared to the first one. The graphics are really good. The opening scene in this game, where he's on the train just climbing up, is one of the best ever. When I think about a cinematic experience, Uncharted 2 comes to mind. It's that well done. On top of that, we have the multiplayer. It's simplistic, run and gun with a few tactical elements in place, and it's just fun overall playing with friends or playing alone. The game is a masterpiece. Call of Duty Black Ops 1 is one of my favorite Call of Duty games ever. The story is basically you play as Alex Mason, and it's all about this saving the world type of thing as a Black Ops operative. And this campaign is the only one in Call of Duty, I think, that actually has a few twists, and I think it's the most memorable when compared to the rest of them. It's not just straightforward explosions like Michael Bay style of Call of Duty. It's more, it has a story, has a few twists and turns that you never really expect. On top of it, you have the multiplayer, you have COD points, you have the zombies. I've put so much time into. The whole pack is so good. And on top of that, you still have a few other unlocks where you can go to the back to the terminal in the start of the game and unlock a few other game modes. This game is one of the complete packages that Call of Duty has ever had. While you might be wondering why I put two Call of Duty games in the same list, the thing is, this was my first Call of Duty game, and most time your first COD is your favorite. And that's basically what this was. While the campaign wasn't as memorable in terms of story, I still remember it was a great experience. It felt like a Michael Bay movie, basically. You know, all the explosions, all this stuff going on. I'd never played a campaign like this. And on top of that, they had a Spec Ops mode, which was co-op. You play with your buddies in that. It was fun. On top of that, they had this broken multiplayer. And I don't mean broken as it didn't launch or anything. The balancing was so broken, but it was so fun. I put 20 days into this game, like online multiplayer, like in-game time, 20 days. I bought no DLC, and I still had that much fun. Infamous 2 is just like a playground. You play as Cole McGrath, he gets superpowers, and you have to save the world basically from the beast. And the game is based on a karma system. It's evil and good. And if you kill people, you get evil karma. If you save people, you get good karma. This game's parkour, the traveling, the overall powers. It feels like a playground. It feels just like the Batman series. It's just so fun. The world's not too big, it's not too small. You feel like a superhero. It has so much from like lightning powers to fire to ice. You could use anything you want in this game. The character development is perfect, even though people say the story for Infamous games aren't that good. I thought that's what made the stories. The karma system made the stories and the gameplay together. It was so well thought, and this really brings back the whole fun aspect of video games. And here are some honorable mentions. God of War 3 is my all-time favorite God of War game, hands down. The best thing about this game is the boss battles. I have never played a game with boss battles this intense and this massive. Fighting a Titan, fighting Hades, fighting Zeus. You've beat the hell out of every god in this game. The graphics, the overall performance, the overall look of the game, the gameplay, it just feels so satisfying. First God of War game I played was Chains of Olympus on PSP, and I was hooked after that. Kratos is the first person I think of when I think of God Slayers. Like, this guy is the man. He's full of rage, full of anger, and he is a bit soft at times too. So overall, this guy is perfect. The storytelling, the gameplay, and the overall experience of God of War is one to remember. Well, that is it for my top 10 games for the PS3. I have to say, if I had to choose a favorite console, it would be the PS3, because I played the most games on this system, and I'm still playing games. Like, I'll keep playing games. Like, PS Plus provides so many games now. It's amazing. They keep stacking up. It's hard to really beat every single one of them, but I try to play the ones I really like. Try to finish them, and I think this console gonna last just as long as the PS2. It might not have sold as much, the price point might have been too high in the start, a few problems, but overall, I think the PS3 is a great system, and I think the PS4 still lacks a few things the PS3 has at this moment. The PS3, it's a badass system with badass games, and that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a rating, leave a comment on what game on the PS3 do you think are your top 10 games, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video.